Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a tutorial on this mustard yellow, very fallish eyeshadow cut crease. And I'm using the Jaclyn Hill Aren't and Gorgeous palette. By the way, I am sick, so if I sound sick, that's because I am. So I'm going to start off with this orangey yellow shade called Agent, and I'm applying it using a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush, and I'm packing it on the crease area until I like how intense it looks. You don't have to worry about applying this all over the eyelid. I just did because at first I didn't know what I was going to do yet, but you just want to concentrate this part on the crease area the most. Next, I'm going to use the yellow shade in here. This one is called Axis, and I'm going to apply that right above the orangey shade with a blending brush. This is more of like a packing on type of blending brush by MAC, and it is a 217, and I'm just going to apply that right there, build up the color until I like it. I'm not too worried about blending, even though I am blending towards the eyebrow, but not much. So now I'm going to take that yellow shade again, and now is whenever I'm going to start blending out a little bit. This is the Morphe M514 brush. It is one of my favorite small blending brushes for my type of eyes. If you have small eyes, if you have hooded eyes, this one is a great brush for that. I get questions a lot about what brush am I using, and so from now on I'm gonna have them linked into the description box so that way you can get straight to that one. And right here I'm concentrating the brown shade in the crease area. I really want the crease area to look intense, so I'm using that brush for that, and I'm gonna start blending it out using another small little blending brush from the Jaclyn Hill set. The e.l.f. brush, by the way, is called the eye crease brush, and it's just one of the white ones. They cost $1. And then the Morphe one is the JH40, and now I'm back onto the Morphe M514 because, like I said, this one helps blend the crease shades on my eye shape. It helps blend out the outer part of my eyeshadows. It is just like a big help for me. So now I'm building up the brown a little bit more using the MAC 217 brush and going back and forth with the crease blending brush, so that way I can really blend out the shades and make sure they are transitioning the way I want them to. So now I'm going to use this concealer, and I'm going to start on my cut crease. I'm not going to bring it up too high. I'm just keeping it kind of like where my natural crease is. Sometimes I go higher just because I really want it to show up, but for today's look I just wanted a nice little area for my yellow shade. So there I am, I'm just fixing it up. I worked slowly until I like the shape that it is. And I am just removing a little bit of the excess concealer, so that way it's not like building up. So now I'm going to go back into the color Axis, which is the yellow shade, and I'm going to pack that on the lid. This is a very pretty yellow shade, and I feel like this look overall just looks very fallish. Mustard yellow is one of my favorite colors to use on my eyes, and I'm really liking this palette for those type of eye looks. So now I'm going to mix both of these, and I'm going to apply them on the outer corner of the eye just to intensify the outer corner of the eye. That's what I just said. And I'm going to go back and forth with the brown and the yellow, so that way I can start blending those two out, and so that there isn't like a harsh line on the outer part. Now I'm taking a little bitty pencil brush. This one's called a tiny pencil brush. It is by Delium Tools, and it is in the number 718. It is called the Tiny Pencil. And I'm packing on a little bit more of the yellow and also a little bit more of the brown. So now for the glitter, I'm using the Heavy Metals glitter by Urban Decay. This one is in the color Cowboy. It's called Midnight Cowboy. I had to go check. But I am just using this to cut my crease pretty much. It just makes it, you know, in a little straight line. It makes it look very sharp. I'm not going all the way out. I'm just kind of going all the way out. And then for eyeliner, I'm using the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner. I'm still using the tape, so that makes it have a clean line. Although for today, it just didn't work. So sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's super helpful. But today you can see right there's like a little spot that came off or that I missed. So I'm just going over that, you know, with the free hand. And that is the eye look so far on top. And then on the bottom, I'm applying the color Axis again, which is the yellow shade. And I'm going in with the medium brown. That one is called Smooth Criminal. And then for the waterline, I'm using a black eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7. And I'm just blending that out with an e.l.f. smudge brush and applying the darker brown, which is the color Prowl, and blending out the black eyeliner. So now I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes and add a little bit of mascara. This is the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. And I'm applying my falsies. So I'm just going over the little edges, making sure that everything is blended. Alright, so that is it for the eye look. Now moving on to the face, I'm using the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizer. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply this all over my face. And for primer, I'm using the Hangover 3-in-1 spray. And I'm applying that with my Beauty Blender. But then I'm also going to use a little bit of the Hangover RX, and I'm just using up whatever I have left out of this one, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my face as well. Alright, so now I'm mixing up two foundations. The Becca Skin Love is a little too light for me, and the Benefit one doesn't give me a full coverage look. So I'm just gonna mix them up, and at first, you know, it looks really light. That is mainly the Becca one. So I did add a little bit more of the Benefit one, because the Benefit one is like the perfect match for me, but it just doesn't give me that coverage that I want. So now that it's all blended in, it does look more like my shade, and I'm just applying that obviously all over my face. And now I'm gonna use my brightening concealer. This is the Benefit Boing, and I'm gonna blend it out with my Beauty Blender. And then for some reason I mixed products today. This one is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion. This one is more like my skin tone, but it's not 100% like, not 100%, but like, you know, a full coverage concealer. So I do apply the Cover FX one just a little closer to the bottom of my eyes, and mainly like to highlight. That one's gonna do a little bit more highlighting. And then to bake my under eyes, as well as all the other areas that I applied my concealer, I'm using the CoverGirl Translucent Loose Powder. If you haven't found a good translucent powder, I do recommend this one. I use it a lot. It does not leave your face looking white. This one has a little bit of color to it. I do have it in the color Translucent Light, and it is such a good baking powder. And I'm going to use that same powder to set my foundation. So for contouring, I'm going to use the light shade first, and I'm going to contour my cheeks as well as my contouring areas around my hairline. And I'm just going to use a little bit of the medium contour shade and apply that above, well, right on top of it. So I'm going to use those two shades right there to bronze up a little bit, and I'm just going to apply that on my cheeks and on my forehead. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette. And I'm just cleaning up my contour bronzer area with the CoverGirl Loose Powder. And I'm gonna apply the lighter shade, but I forgot to remove the baking powder, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And now I'm gonna apply my blush right on top. It's just a very, very light pink shade. It's very pretty. If you haven't seen my review on this, like I said, it is on the little eye on the corner, and that way you can see all the times or all the demos that I use it in, and like the swatches and stuff. So I'm using the lighter highlighter and then applying the more intense highlighter on top of that. And I'm gonna use that highlighter for pretty much everything on my cheeks. Oh well, now I'm going over it with that light highlighter shade and just applying that on random areas of my face just to give me a little bit more of a glow. And I'm mixing those two shades and applying it on my under eyes, on my chin, on my nose, just like random areas that I want to just give a little bit more of a glow to. Then I'm going back to the intense highlighter and actually highlighting the highlighting areas, which is like my nose, the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my brow bone. I'm just blending that out a little bit so there are no harsh lines there. And then on the inner corner, I didn't like how intense it was. I wanted it just a little bit more, so I did apply a little bit of the Mario Badescu water mist, and it really intensified the glow a lot. Alright, so I got these two new lipsticks by Be Elegant Cosmetics, and it was my first time trying them, so I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch them and see which one I like the most. And I picked the lighter shade. That one is called Heat Wave, and that is the liquid lipstick that I am wearing. I will have it linked below. I have been getting questions on what it is because I was also looking for a nice mustard yellowy type of color, and this one is really nice. It is a little bit transparent, but it still looks very nice with the look. And I forgot to contour a little bit on the sides of my nose, and I knew I was forgetting something else, and that was applying mascara on my lower lash line. So on my lower lashes, so I went ahead and I did that. So yeah guys, that is the complete look. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the way that it turned out. I was very happy with it just because I love wearing yellow on my eyes, and mustard yellow even more. But that is it for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever try.